Okay, Huskies, now we made it to problem number 3. So first of all, I don't want you to get discouraged or anxious because it's a long problem. It's one problem, but there's actually 4 in that one problem. So let's go ahead and read what it says. Which of the following expressions does have an answer of 8? So that means that I need to look for 8. Show work for each expression, select all that apply. So I need to find an 8, and then I'm going to use my tools to show which ones are 8s and which ones are not. So the first thing I like to do is take A and do that completely, and then B, and then C, and then D. Because if you start parts of A, B, C, and D, you probably will make a mistake. So let's start with A. First, look for a giant plus, and yes, I see a giant plus, put it there. My next step is to highlight my integers, and that's going to be a yellow. And a positive 5 is also yellow. Okay. The next thing is to use your tiles, and here's, I'm going to put 3 yellow tiles. And I know this seems like it's going to be a long video, but it is because this is a long process. 1 and 2, 3. Oops, I moved that one. Okay, undo is my favorite button because it helps you go back to where you were at. That's 3 and 4 and 5. Okay, so next we're looking for 0 pairs. As we notice, we don't see any 0 pairs. So the next thing I do is just count them. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So here you're going to put positive 8. And as you can see, yes, it is an 8, but make sure you also highlight your answer. That's a positive 8, it's in yellow. And we come over here and we grab this check. And yes, it is a positive 8. We're looking for all that apply. So now we did A. Yes, we go on to B. We look for that double negative. And yes, we do have double negative. Place that right in the center to hide those negatives. The next step is to highlight 6 and yellow. It's positive. Positive 2 is also in yellow. I'm going to highlight it in yellow. So the next third step is to use our tiles, and here it's going to be 6 over here. So let's group 6 of them together. Okay, and just be patient. Make sure you count them after you place them, because sometimes we work fast and then we make little mistakes and then it makes our problem incorrect. So there's 6 there, and then on the other integer I'm going to represent 2. And now we can move out to step 4, which is looking for 0 pairs. Again, you need a red and yellow. There are no red and yellow, just yellows, so you're going to just count what you have. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we found yet another 8. So positive 8. We're going to highlight that, and again we need to look for all the positive 8, select all that apply. So we are going to come over here and get another check and place it right underneath there. So it's very obvious that it is the correct answer. Now we move on to C. We see this, there's no double negative. I don't see one, so we don't have to use a giant plus anymore. But we do have to highlight our integers. Always highlight all your integers, including your answers. That is a -2, it's red. And this is a positive 10. Grab that sign to the left of it. And again in yellow. Now we move on to step 3 is to model with tiles. So we have 2 negatives. Here's 1 and here's 2. And our next integer is positive 10. So yes, we have to grab 10 of these. So that's 1 and 2. You know what? Miss Valencia taught me that she puts them right next to each other. So right away, you know you have 2 0 pairs. But you still need 8 more, right? So we're going to put that here. So 1. Well, you can say 1, but let's just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So what I did here is I paired them up right away so I can see my 0 pairs. And in order to make sure it's concrete, because I'm just putting my algebra test, don't forget to connect it. That makes it a 0, and then you get your other line, and that makes it a 0. So that is very clear. There are your 0 pairs, and this is what's left over, right? So you have 6 left over, and that's going to be a positive 6. Now the question is, well, we still have to highlight our answer. This is a positive 6. And let's go ahead and highlight that. So the question is this a positive 8? And that's a positive 6, so no. We're going to take one of these wrong X's and just put it under right there. That is wrong. Okay, now we finally got to D. This is such a long problem, but you're almost there. So we're going to check for a double negative. I don't see one. I see two negatives, but I don't see them next to each other, so it's not a double negative. I'm going to go ahead and highlight my integer. That's a -7, and that's red. And here I have 2 signs. Miss Garcia, which one? The one that is left to the number. So that's going to be a -1. So please don't get confused. It's going to be the sign left to the number. Number 3, model with tiles. So we're going to put 7 over here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay. Oops, let me move it over just a little bit. They're so tiny. All right. The next one is -1. So we're going to put 1 underneath here. Our next step is to look for 0 pairs. We see they're all red. There are no 0 pairs. When I count them, I get -8. -8. You're going to go ahead and highlight your -8, and that's going to be a red. So we have to remember our question. Our question is saying, select all that apply, and you want an answer of 8. There's a -8, so that's not an answer of 8. So you're going to get this X and put it right here, and that shows that that is a wrong solution. So there you go, Huskies. It is long. It might be tedious. Take your time, breathe, and be very careful. This is a type of problem that can really a little mistake will make everything wrong. So best of luck to you.